Okay, so let me preface this by saying that I fucking love the Streets of Rage franchise. Let me just get that shit out of the way. My first game was technically Streets of Rage 2, but I did rent the first one from the Albertsons that was in town, and then did own Streets of Rage 3. I played that shit with my brother. Like I love the franchise, and my expectations for this one were extremely high. And luckily, the game met all the expectations, and then some. However, my only gripe with this game is the way they drop the ball with the retro soundtrack. I think it's shit, and I'm not talking about like the whatchamacallit, like the audio quality. Like the audio quality is top notch. They did okay with that. My whole thing is the majority of the retro songs that they picked, they don't flow well with the levels at all. And then on top of that, they had the balls to use the Game Gear soundtrack. Like, why would you do that? I get it, you know what I mean? Like, it is a part of the franchise, I guess, but it sounds like shit. Don't nobody want to hear that. Who the fuck wants to hear the main theme, but in like 4 bits or whatever the fucking Game Gear resolution was? Like, it sounds like shit, period. And then on top of that, they picked, like, I don't know, I feel they mismatched, in my opinion, a lot of these songs with these levels. And I don't know, it kind of sounds like I'm being nitpicky here, but that's because like I have so much love for the franchise that I feel like they disrespected it by fucking it up. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking I'm this asshole that just wants the fucking the nostalgia and all that horseshit. But no, let me show you. So as you've just seen and heard, I changed over to the retro audio and was immediately impressed. They got the menu music, even when you pick your character. They didn't have shit for the story cutscenes, which is kind of weird. I mean, I figured with Yuzo Koshiro that they would have had him remix or rearrange something for the cutscenes, but anyway, they used the music from the first level to Streets of Rage 2 for this one, which is pretty awesome, you know, you can't go wrong there. It syncs up pretty well. So they went ahead and used this track for the entirety of the level, which is fine. Like, you couldn't have asked for a much better music track for this level. It syncs up well, it's awesome. Boss music is the same thing. Like, it's pretty good, the transition is good, sound effects are good, everything is good. No complaints really about level 1 retro. It's pretty good. They even use the stage complete fanfare, which is fucking awesome. So I'm gonna go through every level. This video is probably gonna drag on past 8 minutes, 12 minutes, however long it fucking takes, man. I want to get my point across with how they mishandled this retro audio for this game. So I'm gonna try and do every level and maybe showcase about 45-ish seconds of what they picked, and then I'm gonna do one with the audio I think they should have gone with. Just listen to this shit. Here's what they picked. They picked the boss music, but like it sounds good, right? Like, I'm not gonna like shit on that. Like, the song itself, the music track itself sounds really good, but my beef is that it doesn't seem to flow well. Okay, now hear it with I forgot, I think it's called Spin on the Bridge. It's from Streets of Rage 2. Okay, I gotta admit, I like the choice that they went with for this level. It flows pretty well. Until I got to this part. Why use the Game Gear shit, man? It sounds like shit. What is this? What's wrong with using the boss music to the last level? You know what I'm saying? Like, the old school games had that consistency. Like, why not this one? And then they played this crap. When I hear this music track, I think of the beach and sunshine. This is the exact opposite of that. It's on a pier, I'll give it that, obviously on the beach, but the weather is overcast. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just being too picky. I don't know. Just hear me out. Or hear the music. See, that shit sounded way too cheerful for my taste, like given how this level looks like. Anyway, here's what they should have picked. Actually, the track they picked for the first half of this level, it's not bad. It actually goes pretty well, but I wouldn't mind it if they played this one too. I'm not saying it sucks, you know, I'm just saying, like, you know, don't sound too bad. However, for the bar part of the level, they dropped the fucking ball. Like, why not use the fucking song that plays at the bar for Streets of Rage 2? Then there's this atrocity. If only they used the Mega Drive version. And for the second half, I think they used the main theme for the Game Gear version. Yeah, that track made 0 sense to me. Hopefully this one will. I gotta admit, the song itself is pretty catchy. The Game Gear soundtrack is kind of catchy, but it just feels so off because it's you know 8-bit, 4-bit versus a 16-bit. Like it just sounds so fucking weird. I think this track was just in the sound tests. I don't think I've ever remember hearing it in the original Streets of Rage 2, but I don't know, I think it makes sense for this one. From what I've read around on Reddit, some people actually like this choice of song for the for this level. I personally don't. That's just me though. I was on the fence about picking this track at first for this level, but like the more I played to it, the more it grew on me. Who was in charge of picking these damn songs, dude? Alright, here we go. Trading one annoying song for a slightly less annoying one right here. I can't believe they wasted Dreamer on this one. Like, for real. See, here we go. This one works. So how the fuck does this one make any sense? Here we go. So this is where Dreamer goes. Just like in stage 5, this song isn't bad. What I think they should have done is once the lift part of the level was over, they should have changed over to a different song. So for the music I think they should have used, I'm going to split it into 2 parts. I didn't bother with the retro because it literally plays the same track for the entire level. And this was another one that was just kind of weird to me. There isn't much going on in this level to really merit the original retro song, at least in my opinion. Like, I think the main theme to Streets of Rage 2 is like, it goes pretty well, even once you get inside the castle. Well, that about does it. If you made it this far into the video, then thanks. If you agree or disagree, that's well, that's the beauty about having an opinion. You're entitled to yours, just like how I'm entitled to mine. And the reason why I sound a little more mellow about it now is because I actually read up. I didn't like go balls deep into like researching this part, but I've read around that I guess the development team only had the rights to Streets of Rage 2 Genesis and not the rights to the music to Streets of Rage 1 Genesis. They only had the Game Gear one, which I guess now that I think back on it, they did what they could. But my automatic thought upon reading this information was like, why not just scrap the retro, wait till the game is out, and if the game does really well, maybe that'll be enough for Sega or whoever is holding the licenses for the game. Like maybe that might be enough of a motivator to be like, okay, you guys want to do a retro mode, then here's the music, you know, do what you can with it, and maybe release it as like a DLC or something like that. That's whatever though. Like the game's already out, they launched it, they did what they could. But at the end of the day though, like I do stick by with what I said in this video. I do still think like, even though, you know, they did what they could with what music they had the rights to use too, I still think it's shit. But yeah, once again, if you stuck around long enough, thanks for watching. And I'm sorry that the video was so long, but it's like I said at the very beginning, I love this franchise, and I felt like I needed to you know, to say it, because I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that's you know, that sounds like a fucking boomer that just wants, you know, that's crying about the past.